You know what's the first thing you noticed when watching this? The major story beats feel very similar to the first movie. An accident happens that makes the law crack down on the supers. Someone from the private sector invites a poor family member back into the superhero world. There's betrayal. The family comes together in the end to fight the villain. Right off the bat, I'm like, okay, this kind of feels formulaic. The story picks up with the Incredibles trying to restore the public's trust in the superheroes while balancing their family life. There's more focus on the family dynamic this time than on superhero action, which honestly feels refreshing in some ways. The film tries to explore society's dependencies on supers through the villain's screensaver and certain plot points. It suggests that people are too reliant on heroes or tech to save them, mirroring our real-world obsession with superhero media and gadgets that promise to make life easier. But you know what? I don't know, man. The world in this movie has already been living without supers for a while. Even in the opening scene, those two guys tell Bob,
"We have infrastructure in place to deal with these matters. If you had simply done nothing, everything would now be proceeding in an orderly fashion."
That undercuts the whole over-reliance angle. And the fact that Helen's whole mission is to convince people to trust supers again, yeah, it makes the whole theme feel a bit shaky, bro. Hella shaky. And when we look at the character who drives this theme home, like Screensaver, they do what they did in the first film with a villain. A regular person uses tech to try and take down the superheroes. I will say, I had my money on Winston being the screenslaver. I figured out who the bad guys were, but I was just shocked that it was actually her and not him. But going back to what I was saying, the thing that confuses me, the world already doesn't mess with supers. Her whole plan feels kind of pointless. Even if supers started gaining momentum again, she got mind-controlled tech that could literally take over governments and people. So why go through all of this? It feels like she brought a bazooka to a knife fight. Even the whole slave to our screens message, it's not really set up. We don't see any consequences or real-world examples in this movie. It's just said, and we're supposed to roll with it. Honestly, it felt lazy. And I know it sounds like I'm ragging on this, but here's some things I appreciated about it. I appreciated how the movie flips traditional family roles. Helen becomes the breadwinner by going back to superhero work, while Bob stays home with the kids. It's cool to see them both face challenges in those new roles. Bob's arc really stands out to me. He learns he doesn't really have to be Mr. Incredible to be incredible. I do think it would have been more satisfying if he really accepted that his glory days were behind him and leaned into being a more full-time father. Still, the growth he goes through is solid. And the animation, it is insane. I watched this on Disney Plus and I don't know if they upscaled it or what, but it looks crisp. This thing has aged beautifully. The long gap between the first and the second film definitely helped. Pixar had to rebuild all the characters from scratch because their tech had advanced so much, and you can see the upgrade. Also, the world design, bro. This mix of retro and futuristic elements really helps. It doesn't feel locked into a specific time period, so it holds up today without feeling outdated. And can we talk about the lighting? Absolute peak. It bangs, the details, the mood, it's all done so well. Ooh, one thing I have to come back to is the kids. The kids definitely get more screen time in this one, mostly to stretch Bob thin, and it works. Watching him go from confident to overwhelmed to fulfilled just through parenting was great. Violet gets more depth. She's dealing with identity, self-confidence, and all the classic teenage stuff. You can tell she's growing and evolving. Dash, not so much. He kind of just goes with the flow. There was real potential to explore how he was processing everything at home, and it feels like a missed opportunity. He's just reduced to a person who's struggling with homework. Jack is a scene stealer though. Who doesn't love a chaotic baby with unpredictable powers? His moments bring a different kind of comedy that keeps things light and fun. All in all, the movie does a good job of tightening up some character arcs. Bob learns he can be incredible without being a superhero. Helen reconnects with a part of herself she kept buried for years, and it feels like both of them get the growth they needed. but at the same time, it doesn't feel like a full-blown sequel. It feels more like wash, rinse, and repeat. However, still giving it a 7.